Good afternoon, class. So today is 4th of January, and we will have to cover the current affairs of today. The first news is a type of a good news, but type of a concerning news. Uh, Covishield, that is developed by Serum Institute of India, and Covaxin, that is developed by Bharat Biotech, has been given emergency approval for immediate use under prescribed conditions by the government of India, which will actually lead them to provide the vaccine to the health line and the healthcare and the frontline workers. Now, two things that you have to understand, that the phase 3 data is still not available for one of the uh, that is the vaccine that is developed by Bharat Biotech. We do not have a phase 3 data for that. So that is one of the concern that we have to deal with. But the government have given a go ahead. Maybe some people will kept under observation and what is the efficacy, but the Bharat Biotech have assured that whatever the efficacy of the international candidates has been, we are on the equivalent par, but we seriously doubt that. So the data is still not out. We will have to again wait for the actual data to come out. But I think before that, giving approval for all those things, we do not understand this particular issue, why they are being doing this. But that is what it is. So we will have to again wait and again see that if these vaccines will be more effective as compared to the COVID strain. However, the Bharat Biotech and the other vaccines have claimed that has not yet been proven, but they have claimed that they will be affected against the new strain of the virus also. So these are some of the things that are there. Further moving on, there is one article regarding patents today, and this person who have written this article is a lawyer, so you need not to go into the lawyer language that she have written. I will just give you what is the issue here and what she intends to say. So basically, the Patent Amendment Rules 2020 deals with the protection of the of the patents. So let's say you develop a particular pen that uh, has a unique design and your hands does not get tired while writing anything. Now, in that particular scenario, your patent, if somebody else want to produce that particular pen or a design close to that, they will have to take a license from you and they will have to pay the patent fees to you. But the government regulation can basically eliminate that particular requirement of the license and eliminate the patent fees that they had to pay by only if it is in the interest of the public. Okay? So basically the debate have started with respect to the interest of the public and the interest of the developer. So you are a scientist, you develop something, you patented it that nobody can copy. If they have to copy, they will have to pay some fees to you. But the government can mandate its use. If it is for the larger public benefit, then government can keep aside the need of the patent and they can provide you direct authorization. And for that, you have to submit a basically form number 27 on which you have to list that how much commercial benefits you are acquiring from this, how many profit you are making and how many copies you are making. The whole debate revolves around this particular issue. Amendment has been moved by the government, Patent Amendment Rule 2020, in which there have been 3 downgrading of the you can say regulations that were put. So the first downgrading was that whether the patent is worked for any other causes need not to be listed, how much revenue has been accrued, that need not to be listed. Now Pankuri Agarwal has a problem with this. Pankuri Agarwal says that if you have no information on the licenses or the sub-licenses that are required and that has been produced and no information with respect to the total revenue that you have gained, how will you know that how much is the market potential, whether it is for the benefit of the public or whether it is not? Okay? Now, that will actually result into the abuse of monopoly. The licenses will be issued by anybody. The patent office license and the patent office has been deregulated and there is no type of a protection to anybody that are engaged in these particular businesses. Okay, so the government idea is basically to create a patent. If you have created a patent in India and you have registered a patent in India, if you sell it to somebody else outside of the country, you will have to pay a duty. So the premise came from the same procedure that if there is a domestic or indigenous thing, this indigenous thing should not be sold to the outside companies under any pressure, and if it is needed to be sold, then a similar amount of duty had to be paid. The next one is the tortuous recovery. Now, what is the tortuous recovery? This is with respect to the GST. So we have seen an increasing recovery in the GST collection for 3 months now straight. We have seen a recovery of 1.1 lakh crore and above in the GST collection. I hope you remember GST is a goods and services tax. That is a type of an indirect tax that is directly accrued to the central government. And government is hoping on this particular basis that we are on the path of recovery, and sooner or later by the next year we will be on the recovery path. So whether we will be on the recovery path or not, we will have to see, because the data is still fluctuating, the increase in the number, and then there is a decline in December. The automobile sector is performing well, the other sectors of merchandise are also performing well. The sector is increasing because everybody has now started buying the products that they have been kept on hold. The cars may be increasing because of the safety concerns. Okay, so these are some of the things that are currently debated, and we will have to see how over some years the GST inflows in December, as they have augured well, maybe they will be auguring well in the near future also. The next news is don't ignore the women farmers. Very, very nicely written article. Please make slightly the information, that is notes of the information that have come in it, because it is very important, and the title in which the eminent agriculture MS Swaminathan have basically nominated also, remember this particular line. So MS Swaminathan have said that some historians believe that it was a woman who first domesticated crop plants and thereby initiated the art and the science of farming. While men went out to the hunting in the search of the wood, women started gathering seeds from the native flora and began cultivating those of interest from the point of view of food, feed, fodder, flora and fuel. Okay, so they started decorating, and that actually led to the cultivation in the region. When we talk about today's scenario, 76% in the women in, or 70% of the workforce in agriculture is women. However, only 12.8% own land. So almost 76% of the women, of the total women, are in agriculture, and 12.8% own land. 83% of the land is inherited by the men, and that is because of the social, religious and the patriarchal issue that we have been seeing for now, or for a larger part now. Then there is 81% of the women who are basically engaged in the agriculture activities are SC, ST and OBC. They are designated as a casual and landless labor by the central government, and they have still not designated as a farmer by the central government. So that actually lead to the loss of rights, or the money that they should have been receiving directly in their farm account is only going to all those persons who are basically having the land. So it is going to the farmers, but in the farmers it is going to the male only. So not much attention has been paid on the women farmers. So farm laws, the article writer says that the farm laws will be adverse to the women cause also. Why it will be adverse to the women cause? Because most of the negotiator that currently we are seeing, the middleman, the corporates, women does not have the acumen as compared to the man in the current society, or in the current fabric of the society, that they can negotiate equally on par with men. Because men can fight, they can abuse, they can talk on different issues, but the woman could not. So the only assurance that the woman had if they produce something in the agriculture settings is, or was, the MSP, which the central government seems to appeal now. Actually, they have not appealed the MSP, but they want a legal guarantee. So this particular article that is written is also certainly vague. I hope you understand. So in that particular issue, the MSP needed to be assured that will be provided to the women. But if they do not want to negotiate with the corporates, that is their complete issue. But this is what she says, that you should also need to put attention to the women farmers who are working in the women sector, and attention needed to be paid for the welfare of the women also. The next news is related to the banana grid for good gut feeling. Now, this is developed by an IIST scientist, and the products can make a wide range of dishes. So basically, they have taken up banana, and they have provided banana with an alternative or a type of a different mechanism to be used in different commodities and different things. So these are some of the things that you should debate about. But I think that is a type of a value addition, if you know about value addition in the agriculture sector, and which has been one of the major concern in the agriculture sector, because most of the farmers has been saying that the value addition is not happening. So how do you value add something? You make a product that can last for long. You make a product that can used in longer varieties of products. Okay, so that's why the banana grid can be used. Similar, apple grid can be used in different things. Okay, I hope you understand. The next news is related to India still at the risk of biased citizenship regime. So this is a comment by N. Ram. Read this particular regime. He have said that although the citizenship that is completely based on the religion should not be allowed in the Indian constitution, but the Indian government right now is pushing the Hindutva project, and therefore they are giving, or the things that they are currently debating will have a long-term problems, which will actually lead to the Hinduization of the state or the Hinduization of the country. So at the heart of the question, the problem lies that whether Hindu communal majoritarianism should be allowed or not. So the concept of Hindutva, if we put in practice, will amount to secular. So if you are practicing the actual Hindutva, it will be secular. But you are not practicing, he said, saying to the central government, you are not practicing the Hindutva that is there written in the constitution, or sorry, not written in the constitution, but written in the books. You are practicing communal Hindutva. Okay, so I hope this is clear. The next one is the FSSAI slash limit for trans fat level in the food. Two things you have to remember. The World Health Organization have said or asked for the elimination of the trans fat by 2023. The FSSAI trans fat has basically different type of adverse risk associated with heart attack and coronary problems, and they are found in edible vanaspati or bakery. So oil and fats have been, this particular provision that has been started for the reduction of the trans fat started in 2011 when it was the limit at 10%. Then in 2015 it was reduced to 5%. In current level in 2020 it was 5%. In 2021 it had to be reduced to 3%, and in 2022 it had to be reduced to 2%, and the elimination had to be provided by 2023. This is a WHO target, so we are well on the path of a target to be achieved. The next news is related to China amend defense law to boost war preparedness. So that is the one thing that we have to take a look upon. They have said that the China Military Committee have actually authorized themselves more powers, and the more powers as they will be given to the Chinese Military Committee, so they will have more powers with respect to the scope of military, air and navy, and they have said that anything that threatens the territorial sovereignty, border protection, security and the development activities, or any form of attack that are targeted on the Chinese people will be rebuffed with a larger reaction, a larger demand. Okay, so I hope this is clear. I think that was it for today. Yeah, so that is it for today. So see you tomorrow.